Hello my dear students, welcome you for the class. So today as we have discussed the parallelogram law of vector addition, in that particular parallelogram law of vector addition, what was the last equation that we got? We got that r will be equals to resultant is equals to root over, I have written a square plus b square plus twice of ab cos of theta. Okay. Do you remember the various terms that I have explained you? Here A is the vector, B is another vector and theta is the angle between the two vectors. Okay? And R is what? The addition or the resultant or the after if I add those two vectors, and what will be the sum of the two vectors? R is the sum of the two vectors. Since it is a vector quantity, so it will have a direction also. So we have written the direction in terms of tan of phi. I hope you remember this. So now first of all, before I go to the next topic, we will be doing one or two questions based on this particular concept. So questions I will send you. The thing is that at least one question I want to discuss with you so that it becomes easy for you. So this is a formula that we will be using. Question number 1 I have given like this. Two forces are there whose magnitudes are in, I will not do question number 2. Let me do question number 2. Question number 2. There are two vectors whose magnitude are same. Suppose I have written A and B. A is one vector, B is another vector whose magnitude, I can write like this, magnitude are same, means equal. Okay, done? So magnitude, if they are same, can I write it as A also? Yes, I can write A also. Done? Now it is also given that they have a resultant and the resultant is equal in magnitude, and the resultant is what? R or no? Suppose R is the resultant and it is equal in magnitude of either. What does it mean? It means that the resultant is also equal to what? Vector A or vector B. Means magnitude. So can I write this as A again, means R will be equal to A. So this is my given in the equation. Nothing else is given. And it is asked to calculate the value of theta. So how to calculate the value of theta now? So what is my formula? My formula already I have written. So just now I will substitute the values. R means A. Done. Then root over. A means again A. Again B means also A square. Then twice of A into A means A square. Then cos of theta will be there. So can I write this equation as root within bracket? 2 will come, A square will be there. Then 1 plus cos theta. I can write like this, I think. So it is A. Hope it is clear to all of you. So if I take square, if I do square of both sides, squaring both sides, so what will happen? A square will be there. Then this part will become twice of A square. Within bracket I can write 1 plus cos of theta. It's okay. So A square will cancel out. So I can write 1 plus cos theta is equals to half. So what will be my cos theta? So cos theta will become half minus 1. So it is becoming minus half. So I can write from here theta is equals to cos of inverse 1 by 2, means minus is there. This is nothing but this is 120 degree. So this is the value expression or theta we have calculated in this way. Let's move to question number 4. In question number 4 it is given that again we have to calculate the angle between the two vectors. So it is given that at what angles do the forces, there are two forces again. Suppose I am writing force F1. It is given that it is P plus Q. Okay. And there is another vector. Suppose this is F2, force F2. It is P minus Q. No doubt in the question it is given that there are two forces. You should understand that the forces are the vectors. So I can write this one like this. And these two forces have a resultant, and again it is given resultant. It is root over 3p square plus q square. Again it is given like this. So all the terms are given. Here what I will do, I will write r, but this will become my f1. This will become my f2. Here again I will get f1, f2. Suppose I I think that if you substitute these values here, you can solve it. So I'm not going to solve this part. So solve this equation, and two more are there. Two I have helped you. Rest two, you try to solve it. So let's move to the next part, that is, in case of addition of vectors, there is another method which is known as triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. I would like to say you here that no doubt this is important, but the thing is that we are not going to study this in detail. Why? Application is similar to the parallelogram law. Application is exactly similar to the parallelogram law. What is triangle law? Parallelogram law means what? If two vectors are there, and the two vectors we can represent as the two sides of a parallelogram, then the diagonal will give us the resultant. Similarly, if it is a triangle law, then what happens? Suppose this is a vector A. I have said that this is another vector B. If we consider these two vectors to be parts of a triangle or sides of a triangle, how can I do like this? Parallel to this A, I will draw another vector like this. So this is my A. Which is my tip? Tip is this one or not? Means tip means what? Arrow. So if this is the arrow, then at this particular point parallel to B, I will draw a vector. This one. Length is now, I think, similar to it. If it is longer, I will make it short. So this is my vector B. Done. Then according to triangle law of vector addition, if two vectors are the two sides, means now angle between them is what? Theta. This one is theta, no? Then from this point, means tail to this head, if I join this, suppose I write this as O, this is my P, then OP will be the resultant of the two vector quantities A and B. This is the rule. And if I solve this the similar way that we have done for parallelogram law, I will get the resultant R to be equals to root over A square plus B square plus twice AB cos of theta. That's why I say the formula will exactly be similar like parallelogram law. So no derivation is required in this for this particular case. And all the numericals that we will be doing, we are not going to use the triangle law of vector addition. So this is the result, and this is magnitude or not. So according to vector, what happened? R will be equals to vector A plus vector B. But this one, if I write, I cannot add by normal way. Suppose I say this is 5 I cap and this is 6 j cap. I cannot just say that 5 a cap plus j cap is a resultant. We have to follow a different method to find out this relation. So that is the method. Okay, this is the triangle law of vector addition. So this one I am not going to teach you in detail. I said we will be using basically the parallelogram law of vector addition. So the main topic for today's class that I will be discussing with you is the resolution of vectors. Yes, I will be teaching you now the next topic, that is the resolution of vectors. This is important, and if it is a resolution of vectors, definition I will provide you, but I will have to read the definition. Definition is that if we have one vector, we can split the vector. Split understood? We can divide. We can split the vectors into some components, into basically two components. That two components are known as resolved part, and the process is the resolution of vectors. We are resolving the vectors. So how can we resolve the vectors? Suppose I say there is a vector R. Suppose we say that this is a vector R which we will resolve into two components. That is, one is this component. Wait, again I used to make mistake again and again. Sorry for that. This one. This is, we will resolve this vector into component A, and another one is the component B. Okay, we want to resolve vector r. This is my original vector, means my given vector. This vector, I want to resolve it, or I want to split in the direction of A and in the direction of B. That is the resolution of vector. I want to split this vector. How to split it now? So what we have to do? See. So what we will do, I will draw a parallel vector to R here. Suppose I am drawing the parallel vector to R like this. So this is my R, original direction. Done? Let us mark this as O. This is my P. Done? From the tail of O, means from the tail of the vector R, from the tail of this vector R, we will draw the vector A. Means we will draw a vector which is parallel to A. Understood? We will draw a vector which is parallel to A. I am drawing. I will extend also. Done? And I will draw again another vector from the tip here. Okay? Parallel to B. So parallel to B I will draw like this. So I made a mistake here. I have to extend it a little bit more. So what happened? I am getting like this. So this is my O, this is my Q I am writing. So this is A. Now the question is it exactly the length is same? No. It is little bit greater than that or not? Greater than that. So I will write this as multiplied by a scalar quantity M into A. Similarly, this B and this B, no doubt this is B. Direction is the same direction. But what happened? It is longer. So let us multiply by N. Okay. So how can this becomes now a what? Triangle or not? Just before I say the triangle law of vector addition, when I say triangle law of vector addition, can I say this to be the resultant of the vector and this MA is a one vector and B and B and B is the another vector? Then what is the resultant I can write? Resultant R will be equals to MA vector plus NB vector. So this is the method to resolve a vector into its constituent parts. Means we can resolve one vector basically into two parts. We can resolve, if it is a three dimension, then we can resolve into three components also, means X, Y and Z components. Basically, if it is a triangle like this, we are not going to use. We will use what? Rectangular components. So let us resolve that one, which is the most important topic of the chapter. Suppose we say that A is a vector. This is my A vector. And I want to resolve this vector into two mutually perpendicular direction. In two mutually perpendicular direction. Means resolve vector A into two mutually perpendicular vectors. How I can resolve this into two mutually perpendicular vectors? See, if I have drawn in this way, if I draw, suppose I say this to be O and this to be P, that if I say that this is my x-axis, can I draw this to be, consider this to be x-axis, can I draw this to be my y-axis? Because if I need mutually perpendicular, then it should be x and y-axis. Done? Suppose I say the vector A makes an angle theta with x-axis. Done? Now what we will do, we'll draw a perpendicular here. Suppose this is PM. We draw a perpendicular on y-axis. Suppose this is PN. Done? It is okay, I think? If this is theta, then what will be my sine theta? Sorry, instead of writing sine theta, suppose I say this part is my x component, AX vector. And this part, if I draw like this, then it will be my AY vector. Since it is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. Now, are they perpendicular to each other? Yes, because this is what? 90 degree. Are they mutually? Because what I say, I will resolve the vector A into two mutually perpendicular direction. Mutually perpendicular, AX and AY are perpendicular to each other. So now if you consider this to be theta, then this one will be AY, this one will be AX. But it is easy if I considered this direction. So I have considered in that way. Now second question to you. So how can I write, suppose I said it in triangle OPM. Can I write A vector is equals to AX vector plus AY vector? Can I write in this way? Yes, I can write. Now, if I say that instead of writing AX, if I say that OM is equals to AX. Here when I am writing OM, I am not concerned about the direction because the vector symbol I have not given. Means OM, the length of OM is what? AX. Done? And what is the length of PM then? It is AY. Got it all of you? Done? Now if it is AX and AY and AX is in which direction? X direction. And AY is in which direction? Y direction. Is it clear? Yes, X direction and Y direction. Now, do you remember I taught you unit vector? What is unit vector? Unit vector means vector. Suppose I say that AX vector. AX vector. Can I write this as magnitude is AX? What is the direction? I cap or no? Yes. Similarly, if I write AY vector, then it will be AY J cap also. I can write in that way also. Is it okay? Yes. So from this particular equation, then how can I write this? It will be AX I cap plus AY J cap. Means vector A is this one. So this is my expression. Let's move to the next part now. In triangle OPM, not over, huh? What is sine theta? Sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse. Perpendicular is PM, hypotenuse is OP. Now from here, can I write PM to be equals to OP sine of theta? What is PM? Here when we write sine theta, cos theta, I am not concerned about the direction. I am concerned about the magnitude part only. So what is PM? PM is my AY. What is OP now? No doubt it is a vector A. If I talk about the magnitude, what will be this? It will be only A sine of theta. Got it? Now if I write for the same triangle cos theta, then what will happen? It will be base by hypotenuse, means OM by OP. So I can write OM is equals to OP cos of theta. What is my OM? OM is my AX. OP is A cos of theta. I hope you have understood what I want to say. Means if we have a vector, we have resolved it in this way. Done? Then what will be my y component? It will be A sin theta. What will be my x component? It will be A cos theta if it is perpendicular to each other. Done? Now tell me. It is AY, this is AX. Can I say AX to be the parallel component and this one to be the perpendicular component? Yes. We used to call AX parallel component. And the other one we will call perpendicular component. It's okay. One is parallel component, other one is the perpendicular component. Now let's move to the next part. Next part means same topic, not over. Numericals afterwards we will do. So what we got, AX is equals to A cos theta and AY is equals to A sin of theta. Okay, got this. Another thing we got from here is A vector is equals to AX I cap plus AY j cap. Means, now see, this is a vector. Can I calculate the magnitude of A? No, I cannot use here magnitude. So what I have to do? Square these two vectors and add it. This is my equation 1, this is my equation 2. If I square it, what will happen? A square, AX square Then I will add ay, then it will be ay square. So other part will be equal to a square cos square theta plus a square sin square theta. So I can write from here a square is common, then sin square theta plus cos square theta, so it will become a square, or I can write ax square plus ay square, or my vector a will be magnitude ax square plus ay square. So this is the what? Magnitude or the resultant a. I will tell you something here. Now, if it is ax is one vector, ay is another vector, what is the angle between them? 90 degree or not? Yes, 90 degree. What is parallelogram law? Resultant equals to, how I will get? Ax square, ay square, twice ax, ay. Cos of 90 will come or not? Cos 90 means what? 0. So what will happen? Root over ax square, ay square will be there. Well, what is this? This is the resultant of this two vector, which is equal to what? A I have written. Instead R I have done it what? Parallelogram law. Means we can write the parallelogram law in this way also. We can, because this is a parallelogram law only. But since it is a resolution, we have to write like this. So if it is asked what is the angle? What is the direction? I have written theta. So how can I write this? Tan theta will be, how I can write? Instead of going to so much, if I write ay by ax, what will happen? Ay by ax is ay is a sin theta, a cos theta. So what I can write? A will cancel out. So tan of theta will become ay by ax. So this is the angle made by the resultant, means made by the what? Made by the OP with what? AX. I think all of you have understood. Another thing I would like to tell you here. Suppose I have written A vector equals to AX I cap plus AY j cap. How we got the magnitude? Do you remember? Just now we have that. It is root over AX square plus AY square. If instead of that I have written A vector is equals to AX I cap AY j cap AZ k cap, I can write the three vectors also now. So in this case, if I find out the magnitude, it will be root over AX square AY square AZ square will be there. So this is how we have to proceed. So this is for today's class. Application I will show in the next video.